We're officially live. Well, to the people when you're joining, if you're watching the recording, this is a new and special SSB live edition. As you can see, we're not all together in person, but we're virtual because we live in 3 different locations. So something very special happened. Dan was the star on a special show called Pop the Balloon or Find Love. So Dan, can you tell us quickly before we actually are going to do a live reaction of the video of analyzing you and critiquing you, but give us a little rundown. How did you even end up on the show?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I was the star on the show, but I was on the show. Let's just say that, and I got an opportunity. It was a cool opportunity. So, sometime back in the earlier this year, you know, I had kept seeing the Pop the Balloon episode clips all over platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And my brother sends me a lot of stuff on Facebook, so he would send me a lot of stuff, like little funny clips. And there was a specific clip that I kept seeing. I kept scrolling past it. I kept scrolling past it, and I finally clicked it. And I was like, "Yeah, this show is interesting." So I went and watched the whole episode. So that's what kind of drew my interest initially, and then I went on and applied for it. And not really thinking or knowing that, honestly, like this is a huge platform. It gets a lot of views, gets a lot of engagement. So applied for it and got a call from their production team like a month later, and they wanted to invite me on the show. So that was a cool experience. I kind of contemplated on if I wanted to, uh, go on the show at first, but ultimately, between some of my family members discussing with them, the decision was to go on the show and get the experience. So that's what I did. Got the experience, and it was a good experience.
Can I chime in here real quick?
Sure.
You got to raise your hand. Okay, go ahead, Jesse.
Dan didn't tell us this at all.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
Big red
I'm
flag.
partially
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
partially butthurt by this.
Listen, guys.
I found out. No. Let me
Guys,
talk.
here's
Okay.
yours.
Let me talk. Okay. You've had your moment, and now it's mine. For basically this whole time, we did not know, and we found out through Instagram, like everybody else did. So that's kind of crazy. You thought you were cool, man, but then stuff happens, man. It's just life. It's just life. You're not really cool with people over time. So that's what I learned. That's my lesson learned. But I'm excited to figure out what he said, what happened, and who he is on this show. So
Yeah, I would say it was the surprise of the week for sure. It was the
no,
surprise.
it was definitely a surprise. I mean, again, like you didn't tell us. Like, bro. So
That was the purpose, though. Like, it was the purpose to pop the
Dan,
balloon. I popped out, and I was on an episode of Pop the Balloon, one of the biggest platforms on YouTube right now. So
hey Dan, someone commented. He said, "What's good, broski?"
they say,
That CEO was it Quattro? Who's that?
dang, we got one comment. My boy Tank. Man, can we get into the? I want to get into it because
Let's do it.
I do want to answer questions as we go because he asked an important question. Shout out to my boy Tank. He was on the episode as well.
Hey, appreciate you.
That was the dog breeder, pit bull breeder.
Wait, future as an MMA champion?
MMA champ. Yeah, my boy Tank. He was real. Yeah.
With the crown.
I think that, my boy, he did a good job on the show. So shout out to Tank. But before I answer your question, Tank, let's get into it real quick. Let's get into the video.
All right. So we're gonna watch and comment. All right, let's go. All right, hold on, make sure volume's good. That's Pink, right?
Hell, time out.
Yeah, Dan. Oh yeah, Dan. Okay.
Tie out.
Oh, Dan.
Yo, you know who he looks like?
From
This
Wild
guy
and
looks like the dude. No. Let's stop. Pause.
And he ain't
That dude, the dude with the plaid shirt or whatever,
Yeah.
looks like that one guy off Atlanta. You guys seen that TV show Atlanta, the guy that was always high?
I did
Dude,
not.
he looks like the guy that was always high. I'm telling you. He
All right.
looks exactly like him. Sorry,
Ooh.
I just had
All
to
right,
say that because
Ooh. Like how you did my boy Justin. I don't appreciate
Oh,
that.
man. He was cool.
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. He was a funny character.
And he had some funny moments, I think, right?
It was a long intro.
I know. It was eight.
Everybody on the panel.
Oh,
Okay, before we jump into the video, I do want to say thank you to Fashion Nova for sponsoring this video. The dress that I have on today is the Juliana double-lined maxi dress in royal blue.
And you gonna get that dress?
hey, Dan, what's your size?
Fashion
Hello,
Nova.
everyone, and welcome
buy-
back to
I'll
my
buy one
channel.
for
It's
you.
your host, Arlette, and we are here with another episode of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. And we've got some single men lined up. Make some noise, guys. All right. Okay, so we're going to be bringing out some single ladies one by one. When she comes around this corner, if you like what you see, you're feeling what you're hearing, do not pop your balloon. However, if there's anything that you're just like, no way, this is not the girl for me, go ahead and pop your balloon, and I'll go over to you and see why you ended up popping. Are you guys ready?
Hey, Dan, before we proceed,
It was so confrontational. Go ahead.
what was your thought? Like right now, what are you thinking? Tell the watchers and the people, what are you thinking at this very moment?
I was excited. I'm gonna be quite frank. I was excited for the show to start because when you go onto the panel, yeah, you get to meet some of the dudes. Well, actually, all of us. We got to conversate before the episode, but we don't see any of the women before they come out. So literally, when we see them, it's in real time. Like, so I was excited. I was curious to see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, like it's low-key so confronting, like these type of things, because like you pop somebody's balloon and then you have to explain why. Like,
Yeah.
why did you pop the balloon? And as a non-confrontational person, that freaking sucks. So props to you, Dan, for being on that, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a bold show for sure. You got to carry some confidence and some, just some straight up uniqueness to you in a sense to be able to go on that show and that platform. So huge shout out to Arlette and them once again.
All right, perfect. Let's continue.
Okay, well, with that being said, let's go ahead and bring out our first single lady. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name is Day.
Day, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, and what do you do?
I'm in administration and I also serve on the side.
Okay, very nice. And what are some things that you like to do for fun?
deflating.
I like traveling. I feel like I'm spontaneous, so I like to explore, try new things, new foods.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you look for in a man?
A man that is intentional, a man that is God-fearing,
Mm.
a man that likes to have fun. Yeah.
Okay, those are good.
Mhm.
And now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Okay, pause.
Pausing.
Dan, she's God-fearing, okay?
Wh-
And he still has his balloon. Never mind. Bro, there were so many balloons that popped right out the bat. I was really that was kind of like that's so deflating. Imagine walking into a room and just you hear
You hear pop, 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 pop,
sorry,
pop.
I tried
a bunch of pops.
to explain
Oh man.
I popped, but out of respect to everything she's done to get to this point, I want to at least hear her before I pop. So a lot of guys, straight off the appearance, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You like what you like, but out of respect, I want to at least hear what you do. You might say something that might wow me, and I might be like, I might be willing to work with you a little bit. But had to let her speak, finish, and then respectfully, I had to make a decision.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Dan is a respectful guy. All right,
Yes.
let's continue. Let's see.
A man who cheats and lies. A man who isn't intentional. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So we did get them pop balloons.
I'm not-
Let's go on
Oh,
over there, see why they ended up popping. We'll start over here.
Dan pop-
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
have your name and age.
Hold on.
My name is Gervons. I'm 25.
Okay. Gervons, what do you do?
I do tech. I do sales and marketing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
She looked like my cousin and her eyebrows. That's it.
Okay.
It's nothing. Yeah.
The eyebrows. Crazy.
And now is he someone that's your type?
That's a crazy comment.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes him your type?
I like his skin complexion. He's tall. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's go down over here. Your
Really?
name and age.
My name is Tank. I'm 28.
And Tank, what do you do?
I'm a dog breeder, future MMA champion.
Okay. Congrats. And why'd you end up popping your balloon?
21 just too young.
Too young.
Yeah, beautiful,
Mm.
but 21 is too young.
Got it. And now is he someone that's your type?
Yeah. I like his tattoos.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Your name and age.
My name's Daniel. I'm 26.
Daniel, what do you do?
I am currently a student. I'm a graduate student to get my master's degree, and I also work within that university, North Carolina A&T Financial Aid is what I do. And then I also have a podcast, and I work in fitness.
Okay. Busy. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
She said busy.
So I wanted to hear her out. Everything that she said was out of respect just before she said anything, or before she did anything. I wanted to hear her out. But she's just a little young for me,
Okay.
so I prefer to be a little older.
Got
So
it.
Preferably.
Okay. Now is he someone that's your type?
Yes. He's well spoken and his job is nice.
Shout out. Appreciate it.
Pause.
Two more down over here. Your name and age.
My name is Destin. I'm 27.
Hold on.
Pause.
Destin, what do you do?
I'm an entrepreneur. I have 3 businesses. I have a carpet cleaning business.
Okay, sorry guys.
Okay. All right. Dan, since we're talking about your preferences, she's too young.
Yeah, please.
What is your, please explain this. What's your
My range.
what is your range? Like how old is too old? Because apparently you're 26, okay? She's 21. I don't me personally, I don't see that as like a drastic
Yeah, it's not too
age
bad.
difference. But what's the deal here?
So respectfully, and she was a nice young lady, and I think that just preferably what I want right now is somebody who can kind of meet me where I'm at in the sense of just the direction of life. And I think that at 21, and I'm still figuring things out myself, right? We still got time, but at 21, you're still figuring some things out on another level, though, right? Respectfully.
Right.
And I just think that when it comes to dating, there's a few different things that I'm looking for, and age is considerably one of them. Somebody that's a little bit closer to me, in experience and maturity. So that's my answer, and that's why I chose to pop. She's a little too young.
No. But it was you didn't really say like an age. Are you just more so talking about like maturity level or like
So,
age gap?
If we're going off, and again, you got to take into context what the show represents, right? Like you get a glimpse chance to really get to know somebody. So you got to go off of some surface level things, unfortunately, right? Because I wasn't going to get to sit up there and ask her 10 questions, right? So if we're talking about off the rip, I'd prefer you to at least be 23. 23.
Off the rip.
Off
But
the
then,
rip,
what if they're very mature at a young age?
right? But I don't know that, Elijah, right? Because I just said based off the context of the
That's
show.
true.
Yeah, we're based off the context of the show. We're going off of. It's unfortunate, but a lot of people get popped off their appearance on this show. And I was saying this like earlier. It's like we can't really tell what a person's working with off a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go off appearance to a certain extent. Now it's unfortunate. I don't think you should go off appearance. I didn't do that on this episode, and you'll see I didn't.
You're very
Respectfully, but I think most people do. So that's just the pros and cons of this show.
Yeah. All right.
It's
All right.
crazy.
So, we're gonna scroll to the second contestant now.
Yeah. let's do
So,
it.
because at this point it's just for the people because they
Yeah,
want to.
he popped the balloon. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
oh boy, wait.
shout out to her.
Wait,
Right.
what
Hold
is
on.
she wearing, bro?
What's wrong with these burger buns? They taste perfectly
Ah,
delicious, but due to a production
ad break,
mishap, their
ad
bottoms
break.
are slightly curved and
We're not gonna
Time
give it.
out,
We're not. Yeah,
time
time out.
out.
I
You
muted
can
it.
technically press skip now. There we go.
All right.
Hello, welcome
Okay.
in. What's your name?
What is she
Hi, my name
wearing?
is Ashley.
Ashley, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, and what do you do?
I'm an actress, and I also work in the education department of a theater, and I teach kids musical theater.
Okay, that's fun. What are some things you like to do for fun?
I love to do karaoke. I like to hang out with my friends and my family, and also travel. I've also gotten into pageantry lately, so that's something fun and new.
Okay.
Hold on,
And what do you look for
pause,
in a
pause,
man?
pause.
I'm looking for somebody that's really kind-hearted
What?
and somebody who has emotional intelligence as well as emotional availability,
Pause.
and someone who's just
Dan, right out the bat.
Impression.
Right out the bat, bro. This your type, man?
So
We
listen, I'm gonna
can
give
give
you
it
the
away.
short answer because I'm gonna keep it P. No, it's not. But again, like, and I'm gonna be mature and honest about this. Like the whole episode, the whole show was about me opening and expanding my mind.
Mm.
Right?
Okay,
That was the whole deal. Off the rip, no.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
What does she remind you of?
she deserved to be heard. I ain't gonna say no. I ain't gonna say. I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, it was given like, oh, so I'll say this because we
Oh man.
said this on set though, because honestly, she was in the theater and it kind of fit the window of what she does. It was given like Tinkerbell vibes, like, and
Oh man,
I thought that was something that was like kind of cool. It was like she kind of looked like Tinkerbell, like with the whole aesthetic,
Yeah.
because
yeah. The green dress, and then the gloves just get me, bro. The gloves get me. That's just so unique, and I just it's a lot. It's a lot for me to handle. It's different. It's too different for me.
Yeah.
Like just like styles don't mean much for people, right? Like if you actually get to like know somebody, and I'm sure she's an amazing person, right? It's just like I don't know. The gloves definitely. I don't know. Like I'm not a theater person, so I guess it's just depends on somebody's. It's always preference. Everybody has a preference.
theatric, right?
Okay.
Like she was in theater, so that was her look.
Yes.
And
But the thing-
Tinkerbell is definitely accurate.
So think of it this way:
pizzazz.
this individual and anyone on the show, they only have a very short period of time to give like who they are in a snapshot. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
That's who she is, with right there based off of your appearance. Yeah, you have to go off that.
amazing. So you want to find someone that can love that for that. So let's see if Dan found that or not. All right.
like wanting to do things with their life.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. And what are some of your deal breakers?
Smokers, and yes, and if you do drugs, no, ma'am. I am also not open to dating someone with children. And
good.
if you're easily jealous or controlling or combative, that is a no from me.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. So we did get some pop balloons.
Okay.
Let's go on over there, see why they ended up
Of
popping.
course.
All right. Your name and age.
Tank 28.
Okay. And Tank, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I do smoke marijuana from time to time.
Okay.
Okay.
He's
All
honest.
right.
That's it.
Okay. So prior to her saying that you did have your balloon unpopped, why so?
She look good. I mean, well educated. I liked everything.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay. Now is he someone that's your type?
Oh, yeah, he looks nice.
Thank you.
All right. We got two more
Okay.
down over here. Your name and age.
My name is Destin, 27.
And Destin, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I do smoke a little bit, a little marijuana. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, before she said that, why did you have your balloon unpopped?
Well, she looks good, like the natural look, like the dress. She looks good.
Thank you.
And now, is he someone that's your type?
I wouldn't say off the
The shot is
top
crazy.
of
Just
the cuff. Yes.
Okay. Got it. No problem.
No
I
problem.
Let's go over here.
don't
Your
think-
name and age.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
think she knew what she wanted. Like
Talk
really-
about
it's just like there was a lot of different factors into her considerations. And to me, it just wasn't really adding up. I mean, we'll watch as we go, but like it just wasn't adding up to like, her willing to date somebody based off the things that she said. So if you go back and watch what she said in the beginning, like it just doesn't really add up. But go ahead, man. Go ahead. My bad.
We'll continue.
Age.
I'm Jerron. I'm 27.
And Jerron, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I smoke a little bit. I do stand-up comedy. Sometimes I gotta smoke to just think sporadically. It's just a part of what I do sometimes. You know what I mean?
Alrighty.
Okay. Now, is he someone that's your type?
I wouldn't say so. However, I do like this top that you're wearing. This is really nice. Actually, the whole fit. I like the fit.
Okay, it hurts my feelings a little bit.
Someone didn't like it. And someone else likes it.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Thank you.
He said it hurts my feelings a little bit. Bro, no, he does remind me of that guy off of Atlanta, though. Like, if you guys don't know that show, if anybody here knows that show, like, you can't lie. This man looks like the guy off of Atlanta that smokes weed like 24/7. He's just he's such a funny dude too. Like the character on Atlanta is so funny. And he low key like kind of acts like him too. So anyways, just I thought it was funny. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ooh, okay.
Nobody
left.
reacted.
Hand your
Time
pick.
out.
Okay.
Come on.
I don't know who he is though. I'm not
Hey,
even.
Jesse, here.
There you go.
Is that better?
It's like the worst emoji ever.
Okay, that's all you deserve today.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, I deserve that.
Let's continue.
Continue.
Hey. Wow.
There you go. I am going to have you pop one balloon.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, go ahead and pop one.
Yeah,
Okay. Your name and age?
Miss Gervins, I'm 26, 25.
5. Okay. And Gervins, why was your balloon unpopped?
Well, I like how she looks, and she's an actress and stuff like that. It's cool.
Sounds good. And why'd you end up popping his?
I think you're a little bit too tall for me.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
How tall?
Isn't it usually short king problems? Now it's tall king problems.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. We had a little bit of everything on this panel.
No, yeah, you had diversity for sure.
Like that's the dope thing about like
Yeah.
at least our panel. It seemed like we had everything. That's why it's cool. Like you
Mhm.
could see it was different preferences on this show. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not throwing shade on nobody. You had like the tall, dark skin. Like that's what people were attracted to these days. She said the opposite, which is crazy. Then you had like my man Tank. My man was tatted up. Like people like the tats too. Get a little pizzazz with the tats. And then you had the comedian. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody like the funny people. And then
Dan. And then you got Dan.
shout out to my boy. You had the cheater. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody recognized like the cheater. I'm just being honest. Like you got the toxic stuff out there. So like you had a little bit of everything. Then you got the quote unquote like respectful, nice guy. Like which I take that for what it's worth. I don't know what it really means to some people, but the respectful, nice person. Like you got that. It's just I thought that our panel was pretty dope. To see like the diverse and like flavors and people's styles.
Nice. All right, let's continue.
How are you?
I'm 6'8".
6'8". Yeah.
Dang. Okay. Yeah.
That's crazy.
A lot of girls would love that. However, I know I'm tiny.
Yeah, I like a fun size. You know what
Oh, okay.
I'm saying?
Well, yay, thanks.
You tried.
Good.
You do yoga?
Really?
Yes.
Damn, I do yoga too.
Okay, well,
Gotta get balloon.
I don't do it often.
Does yoga?
Yeah, we can do it together.
Well, we can't end anymore.
He's
I'm
trying to
so
roll that back
sorry.
in, bro.
All right. Thank you. I
Okay.
just scoot that way.
Okay.
Okay. We've now got 4 guys left. Go ahead and
Okay.
ask them a question.
What is a social cause that you're passionate about and why?
Okay. What is a social cause you're passionate about and why? Name and age first.
My name is Phil. I'm 26. I would say a social cause that I'm passionate about is the wealth gap in my community. It's closed. It's closing, but there's still a lot of work. There's still a lot of improvement. And I believe that we have to do a better job at taking ownership and creating opportunities and infrastructure for ourselves.
That's it.
Yeah. Your name and age and answer to her question.
Daniel, 26. And a social cause that I would say I'm passionate about is education, specifically for Black males, because I am a Black male. So just exposure to education and then actually using that as an outlet to reach out, connect with people, and develop a career. So I'm currently a student, so I understand the importance of education. So I would say I'm passionate about that one.
Okay, great.
All right, Dan.
I won't lie though. That
Yeah,
question,
yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
it threw me off because we was on a dating show. I mean, I know, like, you do want to get personal and see what people are interested in, but
Yeah.
he asked about the social cause. I was like, all right, like this was a thought out question. So like that's what came to my mind. Like, and me obviously being in education, that's important to me. And then understanding like people who lack experience and then also lack opportunity, and how they can develop outlets for themselves through education. So
Hey, Dan, we had someone in the comments asking, is this your first time watching your episode?
no, I actually watched it late. So I watched it. Good question. I watched it late, like Wednesday evening, like late at night, and I didn't get to finish watching it until Thursday. So this is like my recap reaction though. So good question.
Let's go. Let's continue.
Your name and age and the answer to her question.
As far as I'm very passionate.
I'm gonna skip through just that way. We have a bunch of. All right, so this is the next question. Yeah, hold on.
My heart. I also volunteer at a Cook Children's. It's a children's hospital. So I love to take after people that are sick and that have disabilities as well. And immigration, women's rights, and I'm very passionate about my Black people and making sure they are safe in the community. So yeah.
Okay. So I am now going to have you pop one balloon. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and pop that balloon.
Is this you, Dana, or no?
Let's find out. About to find out.
About to find out. It's you?
Okay.
Nope.
She's gonna pop this balloon so aggressively. Yep, I knew it.
Wow. So why did you have your balloon unpopped?
Bro, y'all see how
she fine.
Hey, bro.
Y'all see how she popping the balloons?
Let's rewind.
Bro, she's popping them
Hey.
aggressively with confidence, bro.
Watch this. Watch this. Ready?
Oh my gosh.
Ready?
He's like trying to kill a bug.
One more time.
Okay.
But that's why I said, like, I think her whole experience was about the theatrics, bro. Like,
Yeah, she's very theatrical. Like, just
disrespect. Like, she came out kind of looking like a character, and that's not even in a disrespectful way.
Yeah, no, that's
just how she dresses.
Yeah.
It's giving character vibes. It's animated, and then she has that personality within her too. That's like very, theatrical, and then like she was very excited to pop look just
she's like it's time.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, like you really meant that.
yeah, she meant it with
that.
everything in her. Every time she popped the balloon. That's why the dude at the very end was like, when he got his balloon popped, he was like, dang, that hurt, because like she's
yeah. And you already know, like in a studio like that, you're gonna hear the echo. It's loud when you pop a balloon. So she was,
It was a wind up.
She's going at it.
Wind up, yeah, the wind up was crazy.
All right.
Wind up was pretty crazy.
Hey. So why did you have your balloon unpopped?
She fine. The sleeves were throwing me off, but I looked past them.
They match my earrings.
I just never seen it before. It's different. I had to get used to it, but yeah, she fine.
Okay, it's giving like Bridgerton vibes.
Oh,
yes.
I love a period piece. Okay.
And why'd you end up popping his balloon?
I love your answer. However, I would say that initially you are not my type.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's head on back. We've got 3 guys left. Go ahead and ask them another
Yes.
question.
What do you believe is the role of a husband and a wife in a marriage?
It's a good
Okay,
question.
we'll start there and come back.
Okay.
All right. What do you believe is the
man.
role of a husband and a wife?
I believe the husband is a provider, protector. I believe the woman is a nurturer and caring.
Okay.
He didn't go deep
What
into
about over
that
here?
answer.
Yeah,
That's
hold on.
so
I'm
good.
26. I believe I'm very traditional. So,
Mhm.
growing up, I was fortunate to grow up in a 2-parent household. So, I got to see what marriage looked like. So, I think that helped me understand. For me, I think a husband is the provider, of course, the protector, and he supports his woman in everything that she does. I think a woman is the nurturer, and it balances each other out. I think that a woman can also be leading in some other ways when it comes to organization and different things. But I think a husband fully supports a woman in everything that she decides to do.
Okay.
All right, Dan. Break it
Okay.
quickly this down.
Hold on though. I want y'all to play it more because there's more to it. Go ahead,
What-
play it
yep.
more, and then I'll break it down for
Yeah,
real.
hold on. We'll get to that point. Let's see. Hold on.
I kind of want a little bit elaboration because all three answers are a bit the same for me.
Okay.
Can I ask you to put some
Pause
little
right
pizzazz on that?
Go
Like
ahead.
at that point, I'm thinking to myself, like, what more do you want to hear?
What more do you want?
Do you want me to say the roles are reversed? Like, I didn't know what to say after this, but I tried to give a better visual, if that makes sense. I tried to paint the picture, right? So she asked, you'll see her ask like a deeper meaning of nurturing, but like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, tradition is different in every culture.
Mm.
So to me, I think that I would be foolish to think that because she'll go along and say that the traditional word is something that she didn't like. But
Don't give it away. Yeah. You can let the
I'd
people.
be foolish to think that this is not 2025 and women can't feel empowered to, take on masculine roles and duties. Right. And I said that like it balances each other out.
Yeah.
However,
All right, let's continue.
she
Let's
ain't get none of that. That went over her head. Traditional was the word. That was the
Wait.
poke at the bear right there. She ain't
That-
like tradition. So that was giving
That's
me like,
another thing though. You just mentioned the whole like different cultures thing, man. Like you can't use your culture and just say like, oh, that's the correct exact way to go about it. Like that's your way is like, what you were saying, like that is true. And honestly, like a lot of maybe some of the biblical standards too of like what it typically should look like versus like you go somewhere else, man, and like it's not right. Don't get me wrong. Like I think it's very wrong. But like in the Middle East, man, like women aren't even able to like show their faces. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like there's levels. There's
Yeah.
levels. So it's okay. And everybody has their preference. I think this is I'm getting used to this dating show crap. It's starting to annoy me already. I'm already like
say
we're
something, though?
19 minutes into this.
can I say
Go
something?
ahead.
Wait, hold
Everything
on.
has
Dan,
context.
raise your hand, please.
Raise my hand.
No,
Teacher,
no.
yes.
On the.
All right, I got you. I'll do it the right way real quick. There we go. Look, though. All right, I'm gonna just get into it. I'm gonna be simple. Everything has context. I was paying attention to what she said. When she
Yeah.
asked about social causes, she spoke within our culture. We are living in a westernized culture as well. So I would be foolish to think that or assume that she's talking about something in the Middle East. So I'm going off a tradition of what we know as westernized culture.
Here
So
and yeah.
yeah, so to me, like I think that the traditional word to her was more triggering from another sense, right? And I speak from a respectful way when I say this. I think that she's more independent mindset, So I think that kind of just struck that, and she mentioned it too. Like that struck like she was going to be doing all the cleaning and the cooking, and that's not what I said. I said no one's not just a permanent role. So again, man. I think that this one like was a little bit over for her.
Yeah.
Again,
Well, let's get into the second part because we still technically didn't get into the second part.
Yeah,
That explains what you were talking about.
Well, someone commented traditional equals trigger word, red flag. Someone
talk about it. What we
Not right. I mean, you're wrong.
All right, let's continue.
Little pizzazz.
Am I able to do that?
Let's have a little pizzazz in there.
Pizzazz.
Little pizzazz?
Pizzazz.
Yes.
Everybody was
Okay.
confused. Like what?
In what way?
Like,
In what way?
what does it mean to be a nurturer to you?
For me to be a nurturer to somebody?
For me to be a nurturer, since you believe that a wife is the nurturing person.
I think a nurturer is somebody who does what they can do in their capacity to make sure that not just the household, but your spouse is taken care of in each endeavor. And I also believe that a nurturer is someone who doesn't just look out for themselves, but also looks out for the community and their family.
Okay.
That's a
Good answer.
That was good.
Do you have anything specific to ask him, or what? You just want to add something?
Got herself out
Just
of it.
if you want to add on to that.
Add on to just the tradition
yes.
of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So a husband being the leader is paying the bills,
Mhm.
and the provider is paying the bills.
Go ahead. What were you saying, Dan?
I was saying facts, naughty bands. I mean, I hear you though, for real.
Oh yeah, someone commented low. You dodged that, bro. She suck.
I mean, like, because it was giving something else though, for real. Like,
Yeah.
and I wanted to hear her explanation. Go ahead, play it.
Yeah.
You
Everything
got
has
immediately
context.
offended
So if
too,
we're talking
like
a
in the
family,
moment.
then a nurturer for a mother would be, making sure that the kids are, going to school or cooking dinner or because again I'm traditional, but not to say that those roles are specifically made for her, but that's what what specifically for most of the time pertain to her. But in a marriage with a family, I would say that the nurturer for a mom would be to make sure that her husband feels wanted, making sure that she or he is feeling like the leader by just giving words of affirmation. And yeah, that's what I got.
Okay.
Can we
All right.
pause?
Bro,
You elaborated.
pause,
Say
dude. Did
that's
you
fair
just
right there. That last part is fair, right?
No, I think you
last
explained
part
it.
is fair.
Yeah.
But when she started asking me to like, I'm trying to give examples. Like, there's only there's only
Bro, but you just said the woman cooking in the kitchen in the 21st century, man, 2025.
Listen,
So
Jesse.
I hope, like, I agree with everything you said, but I think what happened was when that's a trigger, like cooking in the kitchen. Damn, like this man is, I don't know,
Man,
sexist or something,
man,
The thing is, it
I
goes
can
back.
pay bills and you can pay bills, right? I can cook and you can cook. It balances each other out. Like, I'm not saying the wife has to that specific duty, but if we're talking about an emphasis on a dish being made, like, come on, let's make it make sense. Come on, man. Like, I'm just being honest. Like,
No,
if
it's
I'm
so
the provider,
Look.
if I'm the provider as a man, I'm not trying to get into too intense because I don't feel too passionate about it because I know that my perspective is my perspective, her perspective is her perspective. But if I'm the provider as a man, as I just said I am in a traditional marriage, when I come
yeah, there's nothing.
when I come home,
the thing is,
And look, I'll be honest.
you know what I mean? Like,
There are,
man.
and you got to look at the person as a whole, okay? Because there is a story behind why she is triggered. There is a story, okay? There's a story. And I know this for a fact based on like how she reacted. Like I just know that something happened to where it's like over the past, maybe it was like her dad or something else. I don't know. I have no idea. But there's a story that backs up like why she feels the way she feels. Is it validated?
So here's what I'll say.
I go chef it up too every now and again. I don't have a problem with that.
Hey, someone said a man belongs on a grill.
Hey, I respect it. Look, I get on the grill too. I make you breakfast in bed. Like, I can do that too. But like, come on.
So Dan, I think
a man belongs to the grill.
Bro, yeah, someone let me look at the comments really quick.
Bro, I
Someone
can cook too.
He said, ouch, cooking dinner. I know that one stung. And then someone said, man, no real woman would be offended by that.
Hey.
Right. So this extra question for you, Dan. Someone said, was there a difference between saying mother instead of wife, or was that just the pressure of being on the spot?
That's a good question. I mean, when we're talking about marriage, I'm thinking of a wife, but I told her that everything has context. So like, if we're talking about being a mother, then like, she's not doing all the children bearing, but like if I got to be the provider, then, if she chooses to stay home, then she would just have the kid more. So like, you can flip flop everything. It's 2025. I can identify as anything, right? I can do whatever I want to do.
Right.
Free range for everything. So, if you want to completely switch up the roles or not make a role permanent, which I never stated I was doing.
Right.
I just said this is specifically pertaining to her most of the time. I probably shouldn't even worded it like that, which I think is okay.
But Dan, if you
that word is triggering for her, bro.
The thing is, if you would have sugarcoated, then you wouldn't really know her real thought process behind that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So by you just expressing yourself, like, hey, this is how I view it. If you want it, So
yeah, for sure.
So
Bro, Money Band is going crazy in the chat.
That one was I wanted to hear more, but I was like, go ahead, respectfully.
Yeah, you said I'll give you more. I'll give you more. All right, let's see.
I have articulated that for her.
All right, let's go.
Thank you.
We'll skip through this part. All right.
Okay. Whenever you're ready. Go ahead.
Thank you.
God, okay, hold on. That was
Dang,
way more
bro.
aggressive than the other one. Hold on.
No,
Hold on.
that
Pop
was so
Evelyn.
aggressive. That
Whenever
was
you're
more
ready.
than
Go ahead.
Hold
anybody.
on.
Personal, bro. You see
Oh
One more
my,
time.
bro, no, that's
Pop Evelyn.
if you
Okay.
rewind
Whenever
the
you're ready. Go ahead.
tape, bro. If you rewind the tape,
Yee.
All
that was the
right.
most
So why was your balloon
part.
unpopped?
So I appreciated everything that she said that she was looking for in a man. So I think that there was no specific reason for me to pop. So I wanted to just continue to hear everything, answer a couple questions, and get a little warm. And yeah, that's why I kept it on pop.
And so why did you end up popping his balloon?
I don't like the word traditionalism when it comes to marriage. I don't mind some things that are traditional. However, I have some beef when it comes to you want
Story.
wife to like do the children bearing or children rearing. I think there needs to be equal support when it comes to all of that and cooking and cleaning, and it shouldn't just fully fall on the wife. I would like some equal support there. That may not be like all what you were thinking. However, when you say traditional, that is immediately just everything that comes into my mind.
Time out. Pause.
I
What does she mean? What does she mean by child rearing?
Child
What does that
bearing.
mean?
Bearing,
Child
like, yeah, like, I don't
changing
know.
diapers.
I mean, who else is gonna birth the child?
Changing diapers. Maybe.
Yeah.
But look, can I be honest
Oh,
with you?
child rearing as in changing. Okay, that's
Changing diapers.
fine. I
Can I be
was.
very? I
Rearing
want
or
to be
bearing?
candid, though. I want to be very candid when I say this. We were on the same page. I think she just didn't like the word tradition.
Mm.
It's that simple though. Like
She
I
said
don't
about
know.
yeah.
I don't know what it was about the triggering word of tradition. It's
But she
20
said more than that. She says I have beef with
Word.
tradition.
Yeah, with the
Traditionalism.
word traditional.
no, it was something else. She said I have beef with like the idea of a wife.
So hold on, let's rewind it back then.
Hold on. Can we be real?
Bearing you.
Go ahead.
She did not listen. I'm being honest, bro.
Mm.
I'm just being honest. She didn't listen to what I said. I said
She
everything has
didn't. She
context,
didn't.
and it has to be a balance. I'm not saying everything's specifically made for you to do childbearing and child rearing, but some things specifically pertain to you. Like for one thing that I know specifically is going to pertain to me in my marriage is bills.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to pay the bills. That's just being a provider.
And
So
Dan, it doesn't mean that you can't do the other things. Literally what you said. Like, hey, if I need to step up and cook you a dinner,
we
honey,
think
I will
wait,
cook you dinner.
right. We think in the same way. It's just that word she don't, you know. And
Yeah.
again, you know, hey, naughty bands, bro, you said it. I dodged one. It's all good.
Yes,
Respect.
someone commented this. This is interesting. They said traditional to most women sounds like the 70s, where women stay in the house with the kids and cook and clean.
Man, it's 2025 though, so we're not living in the 70s. And I said that, like,
Good
you know,
point.
it's 2025. You can take on multiple roles. Everyone has an opportunity to do something. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I explained that. I'm not even going the pizzazz thing to add more to it. I think that she was just hooked up on, you know, provider, nurturer, and protector. And people do use those words in a cliche way, but you know, when it comes to, you know, the marriage, the ideal of marriage, like, you know, you either agree on the husband being the provider and you can establish what that looks like, but 9 times out of 10, women are more natural nurturers. You know,
Yeah.
so there are things that are going to pertain to them when it comes to nurturing. And there's going to be things that pertain to them, to men, when it comes to being the provider. Like, so
So
maybe
Dan,
if I said that without saying tradition, would that have changed? Maybe, who knows?
Dan, you're fine. Like someone said she wasn't just meant for you, which is true. Like,
I think Mickey said something good though. She said things that we consider traditional also just naturally happen in a safe, healthy, and
Mm.
productive relationship.
Thank you. I think it
Like,
Who said that?
Mickey _ MCD1. Yeah. Appreciate that. That's
Yeah,
so
shout out,
hey,
Mickey.
but I will say, like, so in my case,
Shout out
so
to
my
him.
those that kind of know my story, so there's almost a 2-year period where my mom was stuck
Boy,
in
now
Europe.
you're crazy.
Yeah, he's going crazy. No, look, so Dan, going back about what you saying?
Yeah, keep it coming. I'm sorry, my bad.
You're good. You're excited, man. We're just happy to be live.
Yeah, I guess.
But so my mom, there was a period of from 2010, 2012. My mom was stuck back in Europe while all of us were in upstate New York. So literally separated from my mother. So what did my dad have to do? He had to step up. My dad actually one time even calculated the amount of meals he cooked, like 3 times a day. And it just made him appreciate more his wife and what she's doing for the household, to support her, to love her, to give her that like assurance, like, hey, wife, you're doing amazing. If I need to help more, I will. So like I said, I think that's why you said when you were raised in a two-parent parent household that it's important. So anywho.
That was crazy. That was
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
But
I'm still like, I mean, this could be a topic that we just keep talking about because this is like,
yeah,
this
just,
is crazy. Just the word tradition just smacks people
one
upside the
word.
head.
The
One
one
word.
It's
word.
crazy, yeah, because everything you said, Dan, was like very like
She ain't
made
even done
sense.
after.
You know, it
Yeah.
made sense, bro.
You said,
It made a lot of sense.
I got beef with the traditionalism. I'm like, okay, he didn't like that
Oh
word.
no, she said something. Okay, so go. I think you're gonna play it real quick because you already put it back. So play it real quick.
Like all what you were thinking. However, when you say traditional, that is immediately just everything that comes into my mind.
I 100% agree. I'll
Go
articulate.
back a little bit more.
Just fully fall on the wife. I would like cooking and cleaning, and it shouldn't just
We just might as well listen to the jeez. Hold on.
traditionalism when it comes to marriage. I don't mind some things that are traditional. However, I have some beef when it comes to you want wife to like do the children bearing or children rearing. I think there needs to be equal
Yeah.
support
So we can pause
when
it
it
there.
comes to
That's what I was essentially trying to say. Like, like she said, she has beef with not only childbearing but child rearing.
That's
Like
diapers, like diapers.
that's diapers,
Changing
but it's
diapers.
also childbearing. Like I don't understand. I don't know. I just don't. I don't understand the like. There has to work as a team, you know. And I'm gonna be honest. Here we go. I'm going on this rant.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
When you work on a team, okay, there are not like two quarterbacks on the field, okay? When you work on a team, yes, sure, there's other wide receivers. We're gonna call those kids, okay? But like each person has their role, okay? Even as a wide receiver, like there's like Dan, you can probably speak more to this. I just watch fantasy football and do all that stuff, and I like the Dallas Cowboys.
Take that off.
Yeah, I should take that off. They suck. Jerry Jones sucks. I said that. So, but like everybody's like we're on a team, okay? And like there has to be a sense of like somebody does something else and I do something else and we work together. Does it mean that one person can do one thing and then, you know, late at a later time do another thing? For sure. But there are some things that we cannot do as men, okay? Better than women, okay? A kid needs a good mother. A kid also needs a good father. So that means there has to be two separate like views and two separate roles that need to be played. And there has to be a distinction to some degree, correct? So it's like everybody works as a team, right?
I like what my boy said. Yeah, this is a good point, Jacob. My boy Jacob said, in my experience, women only say they don't want traditional men when they've been damaged or not attracted to you. Otherwise, they usually want it to some degree, but that's just in his experience. What do you guys think?
I agree. I mean, I think her experience made her think this way, right? Her past experience, whether it be good or bad, made her have this mindset towards traditionalism, which someone said, what's her definition of that?
She didn't break it down.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then,
it's all good though.
yeah. And then this is Dan. This is the epitome of Dan's humbleness and respectfulness. Ready? Hold on.
what you were thinking. However, when you say traditional, that is immediately just everything that comes into my mind.
I 100% agree. I'll articulate that better next time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Amazing.
And I will say that was such an amazing answer. Like, I mean, like, even though you articulated it insanely good, I guess you got better.
Insanely good.
I'll articulate that better.
Just do better.
Yeah, do better, coach.
Funny. All right, so we're gonna go to the third contestant now.
Let's do it.
And
She
this
popped
is-
everyone's balloon, by the way, if you're wondering.
Oh, the Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell popped everybody's balloon.
It's okay. She'll find her prince one day. All right.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully. All right.
What if one day could change?
Gosh.
Actually, I might go to this conference.
Oh man.
Tim Tebow, shout out to him.
They got some dogs. Oh, Jeremiah. All right. Hold on.
Jeremiah Smith.
Let me make this full screen. Okay. Ready? Gotta get the mic on. Okay.
Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
I'm Kiara. My name is Kiara.
Okay, Kiara, how old are you?
I'm 25 years old.
And what do you do?
So right now I'm actually an MBA student. I'm getting my MBA in finance, and I'm also in the U.S. Air Force Reserves. And I also work for the admissions committee for a public university. I'd rather not say the university, but
Okay, we understand.
and I also do YouTube on the side, but that's just something side. I get paid from that as well. And I have my own beauty business, but that's just some side stuff. So
You do a lot.
I'm curious about this
Yeah.
one, Dan.
I do.
Alright. And now, what
I'm
are some things like
curious.
you do for fun?
So some things that I like doing for fun is I love international traveling. And I also love anything beauty related. Like I like, like learning different makeup techniques and things like that, like different, brow laminations, body sculpting, just anything like beauty related.
Yeah.
And just like learning that I do like little spa days at home at least once a week. So like different like face masks and things like that, hair masks and stuff like that.
Okay.
What else do I do? I like going to concerts as well. So I love music and karaoke and all of that stuff. So
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And now, what do you look for in a man?
So what do I look for in a man? I just like someone that has good morale. So just somebody that, like is genuine and that has like a good characteristic about themselves. Like they mean well. Like they don't have bad intentions. That's super important for me. Somebody that is goal oriented, somebody that has like a good head on their shoulders, just somebody that, is a good person. Really, that's really important for me. Because you can look good on the inside, but your intentions can be bad. So
Okay. And now, what are some deal breakers?
some deal breakers for me would be just somebody that isn't goal oriented. So just somebody that is just like, complacent, because I'm a super goal oriented person. So I want somebody that is, like on the same level as far as like growing and being like, going after goals and things like that. So just somebody that's like that. And also somebody that is like, like a liar that lie and things like that, or just like a cheater, just regular stuff that is just, is a deal breaker.
Cool.
I'm nervous. I'm sorry.
No, you're doing well. All right, so we're taking a pop
What was
balloon.
it?
Let's go on over
What
there and
was
see
it?
why he ended up popping. All right. So your name and age?
I'm Tevin. I'm 28.
Okay.
And Tevin, why did you end up popping your balloon?
She's pretty, but the whole like social media influencer thing is like you probably a little into yourself a lot. And then you said the cheater thing, and I low key be cheating sometimes, and so it's just I don't know.
Cheating?
Great.
Oh my God.
I don't know if
that's
you could.
crazy.
If you could, I don't really want a lot of people, so it's
No,
like,
that's I
so
feel
I'd
it.
rather just be upfront. Like if you good with cheating,
So you're a
I'll-
cheater.
I mean,
So that's what you're
if you
saying,
do
you're a
something that
cheater?
irritates me, I'm cheating.
You're a cheater. Okay. Okay. That's good to
But-
know.
but
I'm
like-
glad you popped your balloon.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Hey, hold on, Dan. Tell me your thought right now. Like, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay.
Yo, that's crazy. He said if you do something, I'm cheating. That is crazy.
That's insane.
I am shook.
First, shout out to my boy Tevin. Real cool guy. Off set, he was dope. I think he did his thing on set, but he was a little bit too honest and outspoken about cheating. But listen, I think that, that's the beauty of the show. You get to get a whole bunch of different characteristics. And Tevin was, he was quite the character. I mean, I think that if we're being real, I think that the one thing you can take from him is at least he's not wasting your time. He's telling you what it is. You either take it or you leave it.
Bro, that's I'm
Whether it's entertainment or not. If I'm Tevin and I know that in real life, this is real life, by the way. I know that in real life, the people that I may have cheated on may be realizing it in this moment. That sucks. And I think that again, the biggest thing you could take from it is he's not wasting anybody's time. He is telling you what he is going to do. Because you're going to get irritated in a relationship.
I just that's bro, that baffles me that like somebody would just be straight up like that. Like that's not bro.
It's not
what
baffling.
goes on in a person's head to just say that like live, bro. Like how many views does this this episode have now?
1.5, I think.
So just imagine, and shout out to my boy Tevin once again, man. I hope he find love, because he was on this show. But
bro, no. Okay, I'll be honest though. Like you, bro, I mean, you can find some pretty interesting people out there, 100%, 100%. But if you're interested in dating somebody, bro, that is like. He may have ruined his chance to like how many million people?
1.5, I think.
Okay, 1.5 million people on the earth at this moment are probably like they have decided that this person, if they ever see this person, is just not the one, you know? And then like this person's name is all over the place now saying like, yo, like,
hey,
I if I cheat on you, like it's because you did something. You know,
I'll say this. Again, he was very blunt, very honest, which is crazy that he said that. But as much as you got to respect the honesty, I don't agree. I would never, ever in a million years, but first up, ever do that.
He's telling you what he's going to do. You
bro,
take it or you leave it.
These applications, he's like, hey, here's who I am. Take it if you like it, not. But I guarantee you,
you don't have to date. You don't have to cheat, though, man.
It's crazy though. We think it's baffling because we don't live by that. We don't operate in that way. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people like toxic.
100%. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
If you tell me like somebody that's gonna give you some excitement,
I respect him now.
Some excitement.
Like, oh, he's gonna keep you worrying about him, and like. Some dudes, some women.
That's true, man. That's true. If you like adrenaline, if you like not sleeping at night.
But Dan, I don't respect that he cheats, but I do respect his honesty.
We don't respect that he cheats because we don't agree.
Nobody respects. I think we can all agree with that one.
But his honesty.
We respect that he ain't wasting nobody's time out here. He like, you either take it or you leave.
It's not catfishing. You know, like
I can respect that.
Yeah. Someone commented there are many people who cheat. He was honest, which is true. And if someone said, Dan, have you been hit up in the DM since the show? Someone commented.
I don't know who said that, but
no. Have you been like hit up in the DM since the show?
Of course, man.
So
of course.
All right, let's continue.
That's the only answer.
Wow. Thank you.
All right. So now see someone that's physically your type. I know you say you don't do cheaters.
No, I mean he looks good, but he's not like the typical guy that I would go for. But he's okay. But I don't do cheaters at all.
I got you.
I'm good. You a cheater. I don't want you.
Okay.
She's honest.
So
man.
I'm going to hand you a pick.
Okay.
Hang on to that. We've got quite a few guys here. So let's have you pop 2 balloons.
Okay, 2 balloons. Let me see. This is kind of hard. Oh my God. I get what they mean. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to pop.
And then one more.
Dang it.
Oh, shit.
All right, we'll start.
All right, hold on. Go ahead.
Pause. I ain't gonna lie. For this one, I wanted to at least answer a question. when she popped me, that was humbling because look, she looked throughout the entire lineup.
She did.
And looked at me and popped me. That was humbling, respectfully. And I'm just being honest. Like, that was a moment on the show where I was like, yo, like, this is an experience.
That one hurt. That one hurt.
This is an experience. And shout out to her, like, she got my boy, shout out to my boy Arthur. But like, I didn't even get to answer a question on this one.
Dang.
He down bad, like DB down bad for it. Literally, like, down bad.
He's DB.
I was a little bit caught off guard with that one, but like I said, it was humbling. And then
Yeah, it's a humbling experience.
I discovered, like, really, like she has a specific type, and you're gonna see. I know what she like.
Yeah. So we're gonna skip through. I mean, you got props. Dan, do better.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
What, 0 for 3 now?
It ain't nothing I could have did on that one. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I ain't even get to answer a question, bro.
Hold on, let's actually. Hold on, I want to rewind.
Right over here.
Hold on. Look, let's see how she looked through everywhere.
I don't want to copy. And then one more.
Look.
She looked through the whole.
Well,
She just double checked. She double checked. She's like, let me scan.
And then
Let me
look,
scan. That's the
and
one.
look, unpoppable too.
And then, like, bro, I got thinking.
You helped her pop it.
You know how I'm thinking? Like, I wasn't in denial, but I'm thinking different scenarios. Like, I was like, all right, maybe she didn't want to walk all the way down. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it was too far to walk. You know, I just got to think of anything, but I was humble for sure. That was like, dang. Okay.
All right, let's
humbling.
go.
We
To
out
the
here.
fifth contestant. All right, let's go. I think,
All right, Gabby from Vegas. Let's go ahead.
bro.
Nah,
Gabby,
for sure. 90 bands for sure, bro. They was getting after me for sure.
I think she did find a match, right or no?
Respectfully, shout out to my boy Arthur.
Oh, she did get a match. Look,
To me.
And do respect
Okay,
too.
well, let me ask my final question then. Is it
too.
a yes for you for her?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
We got a match.
It's a match.
I'll take the mic.
so good job. All right.
The concept of these are so interesting. It's so interesting trying to like.
It shows reality though. Into
It does. But even on like I don't know, you only have so many questions to ask, right?
Yeah.
And like, for instance, Dan didn't even get a question to ask or
I
get
wasn't
asked.
attractive enough. I wasn't attractive enough.
Exactly.
If you don't get to answer a
Exactly.
question, if you don't get to answer a question on this type of show, that means you wasn't attractive enough.
Hey,
That's
Dan,
how
Yeah. And that's like the first step, right?
feel
But
like
like
if you
for
get past that
some,
round, then at least we know you on an attractive level. But we don't
exactly,
get to
exactly.
you don't get past the first, you're not attractive enough. So that was like, that's
Yeah.
why I said it
It's
was
okay,
humble.
Dan. We
It's
think
all
you're
good.
attractive.
Hey Dan,
Man,
it's okay.
it's pretty
We
shy.
think you're attractive, bro.
Oh, good, man. I'm trying. We out here, man.
You're a stud, Dan. You're a stud.
We think you're attractive.
There's your
Um,
yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, in terms of like this show, it's so hard. You don't even think about it, but like, and we talked about it very, very briefly before this, like the aspect of like faith and how like it's so hard to even like make that a question, like a first question, because you don't have time. You don't understand what this person's beliefs are or this and that. Like you're trying to get to know the person. This is just like my opinion. I think like the person's beliefs should be like the very first thing. That's because like that's like I'm strong in my faith as a Christian, right? And like I want to make sure I know like what I'm getting into, right? But it's so hard on this type of this type of platform, you know? Like it's difficult because you have not even a question to ask. Like you're
Right.
getting asked the questions. So man, this is tough. Like it's a cool concept of a TV show, but it's definitely tough.
Dan, someone said Dan is a beautiful human being. Felipe said that.
Oh, Philip.
Yeah.
Felipe.
Philip
All right.
said Dan's a beautiful human
All right,
being.
we
That's
got two more
amazing.
contestants. Let's continue.
Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name is Jasmine.
Jasmine, how old are you?
I just turned 25 last month.
Okay, happy birthday. It's still your birthday.
Thank you.
And what do you
What is
do?
that?
I am in the beauty industry. I specialize in lashes, eyebrows, and lip blushing. And I am also a YouTube content creator.
Okay, nice. So what are some things you like to do for fun?
Some things I like to do for fun is I love to explore. I love to be outside in nature. I love water, being in water, by water, and self-care.
Okay. And what do you look for in a man?
I'm looking for a man that is honest, generous, and spiritually in tune, and someone that is not selfish.
All right. And what are some of your deal breakers?
Some of my deal breakers would be a man that would be intimidated by the divine feminine power that I have, because some men can be intimidated by that, or a man that is insecure.
I'm sorry, I would have popped it too, bro. I get it. His name's
Let
Tank.
her go. Let her go. Let her go. Let her
A
go.
man that
His name's
is being
Tank, right?
selfish.
The one that
Tank.
just popped it.
Okay, so we did get
I
a
would
pop
pop
balloon.
it too, bro.
Let's go on
I would pop it
over there.
too.
See my hands up popping. Your name and age.
My name is Tank, 28.
All right. And Tank, why did you end up popping your balloon?
Very beautiful. I didn't want to pop, but the way you just put that, it just didn't seem right with me. That's all.
Okay.
What the
divine feminine powered?
You said.
Okay. So what did it give off for you?
Divine feminine powers.
I just didn't like it. It's just
I get it, man.
The world is already like, femininity, feminism, like. I'm good.
Okay. And now is he someone that's your type?
Yes, he's very handsome.
Thank you.
I like how you're dressed, and I like your tattoos and everything.
Thank you. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
You didn't want to pop.
And so now, do you want to clarify what you meant by the divine femininity, or?
Yes, I just stand very strong in my feminine energy, and I want a man that's very masculine that can allow me to just thrive. And I feel like I hold a lot of power. I love God and things like that.
That's tradition.
Pause. Time out.
Talk about it.
Pause.
Flagging the play.
As a man of faith, okay, there's so much to unpack here, and I'm not going to, but like, I don't know, like, okay, for one, as a Christian, she's not, from my understanding, she's not talking about like Christianity as the faith. I think like God as a whole, because everybody throws around the word God like a lot. The man upstairs, this, and that, but you got to define like what that is. But then she also says she has like divine womanly powers, which is like, what are we talking about? Like, do men have these powers? Like, do babies have these powers? Like, I'm really curious. But I shout out to Tank, man. That was actually kind of funny. His reaction was like at the end, like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Also, like the dress is interesting. Very interesting.
Into beauty.
Yeah, and like not okay, look, this is just how I am viewing it at the moment. It does look like a drape, like from like a 18, like a grandmother's, drapes type of thing, and it was placed on. That's not my type of style, everybody has a preference. Yeah, like you ever been in a
Grandma
no, okay.
Yeah. You're going overboard, Dan. Jesse.
Look. I'm talking about the cloth itself. I'm not talking about the way that it is. Don't get me wrong. The way that it is okay, sure. The design, interesting. But I'm talking about like the cloth itself. It's like the fuzzy thing, and then like the design of all of it. It just kind of looks somewhat like that. But there's a lot to say here. I'm not gonna like go on a rant. I already did, but that's very interesting. Very interesting.
Hold on. Someone said get off live. I want to ask you a question. I'm not popping my balloon, bro.
Wait, what'd they say?
Someone said, get off live, babe. I want to ask you questions, and I'm not popping my balloon, bro."
Have you guys met Jesse? I'll introduce second plan.
Yeah,
But Jesse
Jesse's
Courtney, but no,
Wait, which one are we talking about?
no, someone commented that.
I don't know whose account that is. Honestly,
Or who are we talking about?
It was a comment on Instagram.
My
Well,
comment that.
but-
Here's what I'll say though. I think that the feminine divine power, you know, if you're gonna stand on that, like make it make sense. Okay. And we respect it. Like, you know me, like I ain't pop off of it, but it raised my antennas. But that's the thing about, you know, being able to explain yourself when you introduce yourself is you want to add some substance to it for real. Like I didn't get it, you know, but I wanted to hear more. And then also you just be quite frankly, like you got to kind of play the game a little bit, like, you know, so I wanted to hear more and kind of get a better sense of who she was. But, you know, the divine feminine power wasn't really given what she explained. So, and then she said, I like God and things like that. You know, things like what?
That was such a confusing like 2 minutes of that.
Yeah, it just wasn't given like what she was trying to portray. And my boy, shout out to my boy Tank.
Tank, man, that was.
He said, but with all due respect, you know, I do think she's a nice person, and you know, she did her thing. So shout out to her.
Alrighty, let's continue then.
All right, we'll be back.
Oh,
Okay, let's get.
You got it back?
Yeah.
Now, better.
Okay, let's get the balloon back, guys. All right, we'll be back then. Let's
Oh wait,
head
he got a
on back.
balloon again?
So,
Yeah, I guess the way she answered. So, anyways,
we have that, and there are a lot of guys right now. So let's have you pop 3 balloons.
3?
Three.
Okay.
Whenever you go ahead.
Dang, Tank, why'd you get back in?
Okay, 2 more.
Oh,
And 1 more.
he swerved. Dang. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna skip through this because we still got a lot to watch. Respectfully.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah,
Okay. What are 2 life lessons that you have learned that has impacted you?
That's a good question.
Okay. 2 life lessons that you have learned that have impacted you. Okay, name and age first, and then answer.
Yeah, my name is Destin, 27. 2 life lessons that I've learned. Be consistent. Understand that consistency creates success. I've been consistent in my businesses. I've been doing it since 2017. 3 businesses. Have a family-owned business as well. So yeah, I've been very consistent, and that's a great lesson for me. Something else would be, I mean, you know, just to, you know, have faith in God as well. That's a good lesson. You know, always can depend on God, fall back on the word, you know, when it comes down to certain situations.
Name and age and answer to her question.
Daniel, 26. 2 life lessons that I've learned. I would say the first one is have a plan. You know, no plan to not have a plan is a plan to fail. Is a quote, and then also is resiliency. Just being consistent and continuing to pursue something is something that I've learned is a good life lesson for me.
Okay.
So Dan, anything to add to that?
No, I think the biggest thing on the show is just try to not to repeat what the previous person said. So, you know, just to add more context to that, I mean, I think that anything you apply to anything I've done in life it takes, you know, being prepared, having a plan, and then also being able to be resilient, like don't give up. Every day ain't gonna look the same. So I wanted to apply a little bit of motivation and perspective to how I approach life. So I use it as life lessons.
Well, good.
Name and age and answer to her question.
Tank, 28. First lesson in a relationship, you cannot just pay all the bills and think that it's okay. You got to be there. Like just because I was paying all the bills, like I thought that was okay when I had to be there physically too, and emotionally and mentally. I didn't do all of that. And then competence and how you got to be competent to get some confidence, and then that creates accomplishments. So yeah.
He spoke bars. All
He
right.
liked
Say
that
that
one.
again, Tank. Say that again.
Hey, hold on, Tank.
Competence and how you and then competence and how you got to be competent to get some confidence, and then that creates accomplishments.
Competence creates confidence that
And that
eventually gets compliments.
accomplishments.
Not compliments.
Accomplishments.
Oh, I mean, it gets compliments too, you know?
That's not what he said though.
I thought he said compliments, guys. I'm sorry.
Accomplishments.
All right,
Compliments.
I'm gonna try to breeze through this a little more.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's see.
Reap what you sow. So you need to be mindful of the energy that you put out and how you treat people. And that accountability is key. Once I learned how to take accountability for my actions, my life changed.
Nice. All right, let's have you pop one balloon.
All right, we'll skip through him. Oh,
And a professional MMA fighter. I do want that too. Yeah.
What about over here?
Daniel, 26. I would say currently my priorities are school, education. That's currently what I'm in. And then also being intentional about pursuing somebody. So I would say those are the two things right now that's a priority.
I think they asked like what accomplishments or what goals do you have? I believe.
What are the two priorities in your life right now? I think I'm gonna be honest with you. This answer, I was a little vague. I was like, man,
You saved your energy. That's fine.
yeah, and I didn't really put too much thought into this one.
All right, so I think she ends up popping someone's balloon. Let's see who it is.
Ready? Go ahead and pop one.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, man.
So why was your balloon unpopped?
She's well dressed, well spoken, and yeah, nothing bad to say. Yeah.
And why'd you end up popping his?
I just like the other answers a little better.
Sounds good.
Wow,
Thank you.
both of y'all were so vague.
All right, our two.
I know.
No, yeah. Maybe it was the energy that I was getting, but I don't know. I didn't feel the need to put in a lot of thought to that question, so it came out as vague. I probably should elaborate a little bit, but that's
It's
just
all
what
right.
it was.
She not meant for you though.
Yeah, you're
She's
fine.
not.
That's what it
We'll
comes
be
down.
honest.
Hey,
Not
Dan,
even close.
Dan, you didn't pop earlier to give a person a chance. Is that?
Well, no, she's physically attractive too, but in this show, there was no reason. I wasn't looking for different reasons for what things that she said to pop her balloon. Other than the divine feminine energy and stuff, I had questions about that. But I think the cool thing about this show is like, yeah, you make an appearance on the episode, but you can always, learn somebody from a glimpse and then get to learn them more afterwards. So, that was kind of my open perspective to it. So I wasn't about to pop because somebody's shoelaces was dirty or they didn't have on, makeup or whatever the case may be. Like, I just wanted to hear them a little bit and then, go from there.
That's fair. All right, so now we're gonna go to the last contestant, which I think we know where this is gonna end up happening. All right, let's skip through.
Do we know?
Well,
80.
okay.
That boy, Destin. Shout out to Destin.
Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name is Nydia.
Nydia, how old are you?
I'm 23.
And what do you do?
I work in property management.
Okay, very nice. What are some things you like to do for fun?
So I like to cook. I also crochet. I recently just bought a pottery wheel as well. So yeah.
Okay, very creative. And what do you look for in a man?
So I look for someone who is consistent, honest, ambitious, and intelligent.
Okay. And what are some of your deal breakers?
So you can't have kids.
Okay.
And then also you just have to be taller than me. You don't have to be like super, super tall, just taller than me.
Taller than you. Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
really
right.
it.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. So we have. Okay. Every time I say that, somebody pops. That's why I was gotta look. All right.
Oh.
Let's go on this way to see why they ended up popping. Your name and age.
My name is Gervons. I'm 25.
Okay. And Gervons, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
The voice, not my type like that.
Her voice.
Bro,
Yeah, just her
That's
voice.
great.
But
the
beautiful.
voice.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Now, is he someone that's your type?
No, not really.
Okay. Why not?
His teeth mainly,
The
but
gap.
it's not really the gap. It's just a little bit uneven. I'm actually like a really big stickler, like for smiles.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah. that's
Oh
it.
man,
Thank you. We got another one over here. Your name and age.
a hard
Tank
one.
28.
And Tank, why did you end up popping your balloon?
Ever since I think around 27, 28, I stopped going under 25.
Okay.
It's just, it don't click. You beautiful though.
Thank you.
Okay. Just a little too young for you.
Yeah, just too young.
Okay. Now, is he someone that's your type?
I don't know if he's my type, but he's not unattractive. He's attractive.
Okay.
Go pause it real quick. Elijah.
Let's head
Go ahead. Wait, let me pause.
back this way. So we've got four.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie though. One thing I realized about this show, it really is tick for tack. Meaning, so like if I pop my balloon and I say something real, you know what I'm saying? If I say something aggressive off the walls, like you're gonna get that same energy back from somebody. For
Oh
example,
yeah.
my man said, like, you kind of sound like my cousin. Like, she like, all right, well, your teeth, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your teeth messed up. Like,
Your teeth crooked.
yeah. And my man's like, all right, like, you just a little young for me. Like, I stopped going back to my age. And she like, okay, well, I don't know if you're my type, but you're not unattractive. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a tit for tack thing. You bring the high energy, they're going to return the high energy. If you keep it neutral, they keep it neutral.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that.
Yeah, that's just how this show go though, but it's just funny to see it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, crazy.
All right.
4 guys left. Go ahead and ask them a question.
What?
Should have thought of the question.
Trying to pick your best
You
one.
only need-
Yeah, I just completely lost my
Uh-oh.
train of thought.
I know it's a lot.
What are some goals that you're working on right now?
Okay. What are some goals?
We're just gonna skip to your part, Dan.
How many times have you given up on your
Bro, why are all these commercials?
How many times have you given up, guys?
Never.
Don't give up. Keep going.
Podcast I'm working on.
Wait. Okay, sorry.
Age in answer to her question.
Daniel 26. I currently have a podcast I'm working on building more content and just establishing more growth. And then also get my master's. I'll be graduating soon. And then just health and fitness, trying to stay in shape.
Dan, you
live a
never
holistic
dropped
life.
the name of the podcast.
What are you getting your master?
Bro, Dan, what was that about?
And shout out to SSB podcast. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of
Too, bro,
listen though.
Wait now.
it's
Listen.
too late now, man.
A lot of things in my mind was registering to say something and then it would come out completely different. That's
Dan,
how I feel.
do better next time.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen,
Next time.
no excuses, bro. I should have said SSB podcast.
It's
You're right.
okay. Well, you didn't tell us about that you were going live.
Right. I be trying not to reach though. Like sometimes I feel like, you know, if I do that, I'm reaching. But hey, shoot, it is what it is.
You're a chill guy. You get it. All right, we're gonna skip through again.
Let's do it.
Yeah, because all right.
Purchasing a home in the next couple years.
Yes.
Before I do that, though, I need to work on becoming debt free. So like paying off my car and
Yeah.
student loans and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So I'm now going to hand you a pick.
Okay.
Hang on to that. And I'm going to have you pop 1 balloon.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Man, she's looking at that dude's balloon for a while.
Okay.
Almost
All
like
right. So why was your balloon unpopped?
She's
almost
well
stabbed
spoken.
him.
She seems like she knows what she wants for herself.
And why'd you end up popping his?
So it's actually kind of a hard decision, but the only reason I popped is just because your shoelaces are a little bit dirty. That was the only thing that I could really think
Bro.
of to kind of like set you apart. That's it though. Nothing
Bro.
else.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. That's actually insane. Shoelaces?
Hey, shout out to Nadia now. Hey, shout out to Nadia.
Bro,
He said, shout out to
Hey, listen,
bro,
Nadia. though.
shoelaces.
Yeah. Hey, Nadia. You gotta come up with something better than shoelaces.
Yeah, come on.
But look,
Shoelaces?
look though, I like how you was respectful. That was nice, right? Shoelaces,
Bro, that's
hey,
shoelaces is what
hey,
made it.
you could just go buy him some. You know what I'm saying, some white shoelaces.
I feel like she okay.
You can fix it.
There's a I
But
feel like you could expand upon the shoelace thing and make it a thing where it's like if your shoelaces ain't clean, like that means you've got a lot of other things going on in life that you're not doing right. You know what I mean? Like for instance, like
I got you.
people who
Look,
fix their bed in the morning. You know what I mean? If you don't fix your bed in the morning, that says a lot. If
that's
you
like
do
having,
fix your
I ain't gonna
bed,
lie, that's like having dirty forces. All white forces, they dirty. Hey, Lo, you
bro,
gotta
but that's
you gotta keep the laces clean. I get it. It
I
is
see
a
what
safety thing.
it's the way she said it. That's what it was. She
But
literally just said,
yeah.
and
yeah, I
that's
do
it.
think if it's one thing you had to choose, like I don't know if I would go for laces. But
Bro, shoelaces is diabolical.
I get how appearance is important though. Like she might be thinking in her head, if he
He
were
doesn't think
dirty laces on here, but
his
I mean,
his cut was clean. I mean, he was
clean, he was reserved.
That was a clean guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like on these type of shows, like you popping off some stuff that like you can change in an instance. But that's the beauty of the episode. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is.
She had to find something.
You
That's
gotta
what
find something. Right. You gotta play the game too. So without playing the game too. So
if people just know what they truly want instead of focusing on the little, oh, he's too tall, he's too short. Like, what is at the core? Like, who is the person at the core? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
you don't get a chance to do that though. So think about like if you're going off physical appearance, right? Like my man Joseph, did he even get to answer a question? I don't even think he did. But like if we was going off of physical appearance, what if she said like I didn't like the way his nose was shaped? Like that would seem like she was nitpicking too. Like so it's like you gotta pick your poison kind of too. Like he ain't get to speak. She not about to attack him all the way. So it's like let me go for the shoelaces and then just leave it at that.
yeah, respectful.
Right.
ALO said, lesson to the fellas, keep them laces clean. That's
Right.
true, man.
Hey, because you never know.
That's more true than ever.
Hey, Nani Bands, what if he stepped in a puddle before the show? You never know what my man's going through. Like, I feel you.
All right, let's see what we got. We're gonna. Oh, he's. What was the question? Hold on. I just want to make sure.
Okay. Go ahead and ask them another question.
How do you handle conflict in a relationship?
Okay.
All right, and we're just gonna go to you, Dan, just for time purposes. And then hold on. Okay.
And what about over here?
I would say I address it head on. I know some people like to give them some space and take some time before you address conflict. For me, it's about communication. I know that's cliche, but one of the things I take pride in is listening. So I think I'm a good listener. So understanding where that person's coming from, and then also just allowing that person to feel heard and then articulate yourself in a way that they can understand you. So communication is key.
I'm gonna say something, Dan. 100% verified. That's true. Like Dan is an amazing listener. If anyone had the opportunity to ever have a conversation with Dan, whether it be 5 minutes or 5 hours, he's an incredible listener. So Dan,
Yes.
Yeah, no, like genuinely, really fantastic.
Yeah.
So Dan, thank you.
Yeah, everything I said was true, guys. It was
Yeah.
true.
He's not fake. He's authentic. All right, let's skip. Oh, she popped his balloon. All right, and then I think that's the comedian. All right.
Yeah, that was the comedian.
Okay, let's just stop right over here. We got 2 guys left, guys.
I'm gonna let
any
her roll
questions for
now.
her?
Question. So what qualities do you possess that would make you a good partner?
I feel like I'm very communicative. I also think I'm pretty understanding. And I'm very secure within myself. Like there isn't really ever a time where I need to like question what you're doing, or at that point, I think it's kind of just like you kind of have to walk away if you don't trust your partner. So
I agree.
Mm.
It's a good answer.
Okay. Any questions?
Any comments on that, Dan?
I think those are good qualities. When you talk about being able to sustain a healthy relationship, you need those qualities. So, my purpose in asking that question was to see what type of strength she believed she possessed. So, being communicative is important. Like I said, it's cliche, but hey, we all need it. And then she said she's secure. A lot of people are insecure out here. So for her to say that,
Yeah.
hey, listen, she got it.
All right.
It's here.
Think. She's so beautiful. I'm not
Thank
gonna
you.
lie. Oh my
Thank you.
God.
The new standard sleep.
Bro, what is up with these commercials?
Are you gonna love me? Like,
Hold on,
I'm
let me
saying,
find that back.
just are you gonna love me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I need somebody to, hold it down. Like, I need you to be like, what you doing? Like, I need you to love me. For real. Like, if I love you, love me. Type. It's so funny, bro. I'm dead ass.
Go ahead, Dan.
Nah, it was for real though. That was the one point in the show where I was like, all right, it was funny at first, but then I was like, all right, maybe he trying to hit on something. Like, my man want to be loved. Like, if he gonna love you, gonna love him. So like, I was laughing at first, and then I was like, all right, like he really speaking on something. So, when I really thought about it, I was like, yeah, he been clowning for most of the show. Like, he been saying some outrageous stuff. But like, that was my man's question, so I respected it. It was just funny to hear him finally get serious.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted it, bro. That was it.
No, I mean, that's
he just
what-
started saying whatever he needed to say in order to get her. He was like, I just want love, But I'm gonna be honest, like his eyes were in the wrong place the whole time. Okay. His eyes were in the wrong place. The wrong place. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen. True that. All right.
Not love, but like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, just I don't know. Okay, I got another question. All right. Do you have like a good sense of humor? You like to laugh and stuff?
I feel like I do, but I feel like I do have a really good sense of humor. But I think sometimes certain things are not funny. Some people think they have a good sense of humor, but in reality, they're just rude and disrespectful.
I agree. I'm not one of those, though. I'm not corny.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I think so, though.
All right.
Okay.
That's all I care about, yeah.
Got anything to mention?
Huh? No, I'm good.
You sure?
Let me ask another question.
No, I said, do you have anything you want to mention that's been brought up earlier?
Nah. I'm faithful with you. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
He's saying he's faithful with you, but he said earlier he's only 80% faithful.
Oh, wow.
Why? Why did you have to bring that up?
We gotta let her know.
No, that was last.
That's just
round.
girls looking out for other girls, man. I'll tell you what. That's what that means. That's what she's doing right there. She's like, I gotta let you know. This man is a cheater through and through. And then he eventually explained himself.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When she first did that, like I thought about that. I didn't think about it like that, Jesse. When she first did that, I'm like, wow, you really gonna put my man out there like that? But then I got to thinking about it more, and I was like, yeah, she does have a duty to do, not only just as a woman, but I mean, as a host too. Like, she would be a bad host if she just let them, for instance, said she picked him and let them walk out, knowing my man been saying the whole show he'll cheat if he get irritated. Like, so when she said that at first, I'm like, dang, like you putting him out there, like this is opportunity. But then I was like, okay, she kind of had to. Being a good host, you would make sure you did that. So
yeah,
she did a good job by doing that.
Yeah.
Damn.
If she watches this back, she's gonna be like, "How come they didn't warn me?"
Right. Yeah. I'm like, dang, Arlette didn't say anything.
Why?
She didn't like elbow me, nothing.
No. I was playing. I'm a good guy. I'm one of the good guys.
Okay.
Okay.
You say so.
Right.
All right, girl. So I am gonna have you pop a balloon. Out of these two guys, we heard a little bit about them. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Have you ever cheated on anyone?
All right, go ahead.
I have not. I've been in one relationship. I haven't cheated. No.
Faithful.
What about over here?
Like once, maybe. like some high school.
Okay. How old are you again?
28.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead and pop a balloon whenever you're ready.
This dude said,
Bro.
No, not me. You better think again.
Let her
That
pop your
was just such
balloon.
a red flag.
It's cool.
All right.
It's
So why did you have your balloon unpopped?
like when she walked that way, I fell in love. And she
I
got the
told you,
face
bro.
card is fire. Like
I told you, man. It's all like his eyes were in the wrong place. That's it. His eyes were in the wrong place.
I agree. Let's finish these out 2 minutes and then we'll.
so yeah, she got it. She got it. Where you from?
I'm from Atlanta.
Okay, I can tell.
Okay, what does that mean?
They be thick.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Okay. And why'd you end up popping his?
It was just a cheating thing. That was just
Oh
a red
my
flag for me.
God.
I've never been cheated on. So I don't know how I would react in a situation like that. I just didn't even want to risk
You
it.
would have never knew.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Crazy.
Thank you.
That is
Okay. So we got our
crazy.
one final guy over here. Now, is he someone that's your type?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sounds good. Let me bring you up here with us. Come on up. Let's all go up here.
Dan felt like the
All right,
man.
y'all. Any final question between the two of you? If you don't have one, that's okay as well.
I do. Where are you located? I know you say you're from Atlanta, or do you
I live
currently
in
live in?
Atlanta.
Okay,
Mhm.
sweet.
Where are you?
Live in North Carolina.
That's okay. That's not that far.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
No question. That's my only question.
Come on, Dan.
Okay.
What's wrong with you, man?
Hold on.
Questions, though, for sure.
I mean, I don't.
If you don't have one, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't really have any questions,
Okay.
honestly.
All right. Well, let me ask mine then. So, is it a yes for you for her?
Yes.
Okay. And is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Hey, pause.
We got.
Hey,
Hesitation.
3 second
Hesitation.
hesitation.
Seconds, you count. I was going to ask you, how many seconds was that, Elijah?
3
3
seconds.
seconds.
Let's rewind it back. Hold on. Watch, ready?
For her.
Yes.
Okay. And is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
3 seconds.
Okay,
3 seconds
we
on the
got
dot.
him.
On the
3 seconds on the dot.
That's a 3-second violation right
hey,
there. I
hey.
ain't gonna lie. 3-second
That's,
violation.
Yeah.
okay, so Dan, walk us through
I
this
ain't gonna
moment.
lie, though.
Like, tell me your mindset. First of all, why did you say yes? And then elaborate on the afterwards.
So I said yes because I think overall, I don't speak highly and positively. She presented herself well. She had something going for herself. She was very futuristic, and she did not give off somebody who was looking for somebody to essentially just come in and take care of her. So I thought that she had things going for herself. I thought she was well dressed, and she seemed well demeanored. So again, when you go on these type of shows, to me, the main thing is being open-minded. Open-minded. I take out physical. Like, I'm going off of intellect. I'm going off of, your answers and stuff. So I thought that she didn't miss much when it came to that. So when we get all the way up to the end, I ain't gonna lie, like it's a long day when you go on that show. A long day. So I'm tired. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
over it.
Like, we at the point we got to the point where it's like, yo, this is the final contestant. Like, what's up? The least you can do is you match and you get to ask more questions off the screen, right? So you match and then you get to figure out what's after that. So, that was the purpose and intent, was to get a match. So, when I was at the end there, I was just like, all right, like, let's at least, see what happens when we match. So that was my mentality.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Did you so the hesitation, because a lot of people commented, did you like think of that in the moment, or were you like, I'm just tired, let me get out of here?
I don't lie. In the moment, it was more so like me not focusing on the hesitation. It was me so focusing on she was gonna say yes. So but leaving the set, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna be candid. Like, I'm my energy reader. Like, leaving the set, it was no type of acknowledgement. So it was like, oh snap, what are we doing? Aren't you like? But then I also didn't like. I'm not on that show to get clicks and viralness and moments. So on that moment, like, I had never seen nobody on their way out before they left just pop the balloon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen that. But you know, in that moment, I was like, I just tossed my balloon in the air, and that happened, But I think that the biggest thing for me was to get a better understanding. So that was addressed. Now, I'm not gonna go too deeply in it. You'll hear more about it, but I mean, that was addressed. Obviously, we had a conversation about that. It was solid. I wasn't too fond of the hesitation either. But as a grown man who's mature and confident, I'm like, man, like she only heard me answer 2 questions. So maybe if I get to go out to dinner, sit down with her, get to know her a little bit more, even though again, it's a long day. And y'all know how I get when I get tired.
You get cranky.
Yeah.
I get a little bit more direct too, So I think that, given all that, taking all that into consideration, I wanted to get the show over with at a certain point. And I knew that was the last contestant. So it was like, all right, let's get it done. So I wasn't too much in my feelings about the pausing situation, the hesitation. But that's what she did, and that's what everybody saw. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. My chin held high. I know who I am.
That's good. Be confident in that.
Yeah.
Stand on that, yeah, for sure.
Dan has this quiet confidence. It's not loud. It's not nothing crazy, but it's enough to show
Yeah.
people, hey, you're a man of morals, values, and principles and traditions. Wink, wink.
Yeah, we got some questions in here, man. Let's
Yeah, all
answer and then we'll wrap it up, man. I
So-
appreciate y'all for staying tuned in here, man. It's been a
nice.
good
Been a long one.
I know. All right, Dan. Question from if you guys have any questions, we'll answer them. If not, we'll end the live. We have a question from Taylor. She said, what's been your biggest takeaway from the experience, and how are you applying that to your pursuit of finding someone?
Good
That's a good
question,
question.
Taylor. I think the biggest takeaway from my experience has been that, you can go searching for love in many different parts of the states. And at the end of the day, like, that person has to be intentional. So if we're popping off of things that, and I'm taking the balloon episode as the example because, that's what we are experiencing. But if we're popping off of things that are tangible, then, then we got to get past that before we get to the intangible. So I think that it opened my perspective. I think ultimately I was already coming on for an open experience, an open mindset. But I think that I really realized that, a lot of the people who popped for the surface level reasons on the show and didn't have much depth, those are the very same reasons for why they're single and why they're on the episode. Unfortunately, that's how it works. But it's certain things you can change, you can work with, you can be willing to compromise in a sense, and that just means you're mature. And there's certain things that, just a deal breaker, like obviously religion, that can be something that you say is a deal breaker. Or my man said he's a cheater, you can say that's a deal breaker. Those are firm deal breakers. But when someone's not tall enough or they got on a flannel and you thought that they should wear a button up that day or a t-shirt, like those are things that, come on now, what are you really on the show for? So I think that was some takeaways. And then how I'm applying that to pursue finding someone. I don't think there's anything from this show that I can really say I'm applying to pursuing someone. I think that the ultimate thing for me, and I'm thankful that I was able to get a match, but the people who popped previously, like going back and watching, I was able to find out like, all right, these people weren't for me. I just was able to keep my balloon unpopped to give them a chance. And ultimately, don't give everybody a chance, So that's how I kind of see it.
Right. Our last question, Dan, and we got to head out. Would you go? Someone said in the comments, would you go back on the show again, or was it once? Was it a one-time thing for you?
One-time thing. It's a good experience for you to get one time, and thankfully I was able to get a match, so I don't see why I would have to go back on the show. But great experience. I think that you should only that type of experience. You should only do it once.
Right.
Just to get to repetitive if you start trying to do it again.
Right. Last thing, Dan, what's one piece of advice would you give someone that are trying to pursue and find someone in this environment?
Yeah, I'll keep it simple and short. be you, be authentic. Don't waver for that. And even if you think somebody's different from you, that's okay. But don't compromise your characteristics and your traits to fit them. If it's going to work, it's going to work. Whether you're being yourself and that person's being themselves. That's the beauty of being authentic.
Well, guys, this is almost a 2-hour stream, which was never happened because this is the first time it happened. I think we might do some more of different things, topics. So thank you for everyone who joined the live, who was commented, who supported us. Honestly, this was an opportunity for Dan. We wanted to support him, but also wanted his thoughts and kind of behind the scenes and afterlife. So Dan is taking applications as.
Ooh, don't do that.
No,
I do want to say shout out to my match though, Nadia. Shout out to her. She's a great person. I have no bad things to say about her. I mean, so you can't open them applications up. What do you mean? What are we talking about?
I was just saying theoretically speaking.
Okay.
Maybe not. Okay. Well, that's why I'm asking for the people because the people want to know. Someone said, "Are you still looking for love?" So I was basically.
Ooh, man, who is this? Kaya?
Yeah, there's another person.
Wait, my boy Alo asked that. Man, we just gonna have to wait and see on that one, man. Listen, I'm enjoying my experience. I'll say that, and I'm thankful that I was able to go on a platform like that and find a match. So,
All right.
I'm happy about that.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining the live. Appreciate you all for the support. Like, subscribe, comment. Any ideas for the future? A huge rebrand actually coming here in the next couple of months. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
SSB out.